In 2013, a man in Texas was convicted for murder. Except there was no blood, no weapon, and no body. No one could even prove that a murder had happened. And yet, the jury said guilty. This is a story of the husband who fooled everyone. Even the FBI. They looked perfect. James and Melissa Turner. A picture-perfect couple from Austin, Texas. He was a charming, ambitious financial consultant. She was a devoted mother, known for her kindness. Neighbors said they were the kind of couple that had it all together. The nice house, the new SUV, the smiling family photos. But behind closed doors, something dark was brewing. It started small, arguments about money, about work, about time. Then James began working late. Too late, every night. Melissa told her sister that something felt wrong. She didn't feel safe anymore. She's being dramatic, James told friends. But a few weeks later, Melissa disappeared. It was a Tuesday morning. Melissa dropped her daughter off at daycare at 8:12 a.m. By 10 a.m., she stopped answering calls. By 4 p.m., she missed a doctor's appointment. By 8 p.m., her sister called police. Officers arrived at the Turner home. No signs of forced entry. No blood. No broken glass. Just Melissa's car still parked in the driveway. Her phone was on the kitchen counter. Her purse and keys were still there. It looked like she had simply vanished into thin air. James came home hours later, calm and collected. She probably went for a walk, he said. But police noticed something strange. His shirt sleeves were damp, and there was a faint smell of bleach in the air. At first, detectives thought it might be a missing persons case. Maybe Melissa left voluntarily. Maybe she was overwhelmed. But the more they dug, the stranger it got. James claimed he was at a work meeting that morning. But when police checked, the office security footage didn't show him arriving. He said he'd been at a Starbucks between 9 and 11. No witnesses. No receipts. And his phone's GPS? It was turned off that entire morning. By day 3, suspicion was everywhere. The media started circling. Missing Texas mom. Husband speaks out. James went on TV, holding back fake tears. He begged for her return. "I just want her home," he said, voice trembling. But online, people weren't buying it. Something about his performance didn't feel right. When police searched the house again, they noticed a section of carpet missing from the master bedroom. James said he'd spilled paint and cut it out to replace it. But detectives sprayed luminol, a chemical that glows blue in the presence of blood. The room lit up like a Christmas tree. There was blood spattered near the closet, tiny drops on the window frame. DNA confirmed it was Melissa's. And just like that, a missing person case became a homicide. James was arrested for questioning. He denied everything. He said Melissa had depression, that maybe she'd hurt herself. But then police found something in his search history. How long before a body decomposes in water? Can the FBI trace deleted messages? Lake Travis depth map. Detectives drained part of the lake, and what they found sent chills down everyone's spine. Inside a black plastic bin were women's clothes, tied with duct tape. Melissa's wedding ring was inside, but her body was still missing. Without a body, the prosecution had a problem. You can't prove a murder if there's no murder scene. That's when the FBI stepped in. They examined James's financial records. Turns out, he had taken out a $500,000 life insurance policy on Melissa just 3 months before she disappeared. He'd also been having an affair. Her name was Rachel Meyer, a co-worker. When questioned, Rachel admitted James told her Melissa was leaving him for good, but he never mentioned that she'd vanished. Agents also discovered that James had been using multiple burner phones, and one of them pinged near a rural area outside Austin on the morning of the disappearance. That's where they found tire tracks and faint traces of blood in the dirt, just when it looked like James was cornered. His lawyer made a shocking claim. He said Melissa was alive, that she'd run away to start a new life, that the police had it all wrong. And then a video surfaced, a blurry clip from a gas station security camera, showing a woman who looked like Melissa getting into a gray SUV in Oklahoma 2 days after she vanished. The defense claimed it was proof she was alive. The prosecution wasn't so sure, so they sent the footage to the FBI lab. After weeks of analysis, the truth came out. It wasn't Melissa. It was a different woman, with the same hair color, driving the same type of car. A coincidence. A cruel, random twist. James refused to confess, even when detectives played recordings of Rachel, saying he had planned something big. Even when his friends testified that he asked how to get rid of a body without getting caught. He just sat there, silent, confident. He believed he'd covered his tracks. But then came the mistake. The bleach smell investigators noticed. They tested it. Inside the drain pipes of the Turner home, forensic techs found trace DNA Melissa's, embedded in the metal. James had scrubbed the floors, the walls, even replaced parts of the drywall, but he'd forgotten about the pipes. And that was enough. The courtroom was packed. Cameras everywhere. On one side, Melissa's family sat in silence. On the other, James sat expressionless, in a suit and tie. The defense argued there was reasonable doubt. No weapon, no body, no eyewitnesses. But the prosecution painted a chilling picture of a man who wanted freedom, money, and control. They played the 911 call James made the night Melissa was reported missing. In it, he sounded calm. Too calm. Then they showed texts from days before the disappearance. "Melissa, I know what you did. I can't keep living like this." "James, don't threaten me." The jury took only 5 hours to reach a verdict. Guilty. James Turner was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He still maintains his innocence. Melissa's body has never been found. Her family still visits Lake Travis every year on her birthday. They leave flowers near the water's edge. FBI agents later admitted that James Turner was one of the most convincing liars they'd ever met. Even some of them believed him, at first, but the evidence didn't lie. Behind that perfect smile was a monster. A husband who fooled everyone, even the FBI. It's been over a decade now. The Turner's house has new owners. The carpets are replaced. The walls are painted fresh. But some nights, neighbors still say they hear strange sounds. Faint footsteps, a woman crying. Maybe it's just the wind. Or maybe Melissa's spirit is still there, waiting for justice that came too late. Because sometimes evil hides behind a smile. And sometimes the truth is the hardest thing to see. He played the grieving husband. He fooled the police. He fooled the media. But in the end, the FBI found out who he really was. Don't forget to like and share this video to your friends. And subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories.